And this might be controversial to say. I don't give a fuck. Depression is a privilege. Do you think like these people in these third world countries, these kids in the Congo who have to go and mine cobalt so you can use this phone that you're using to watch it, can be like, I'm depressed? Shut the fuck up and work. Shut the fuck up and dig. Hola, soy Dora. Welcome back, y'all, to whatever this is. Today, I want to discuss something that I am noticing slowly but surely infiltrating. Actually, it's not very slow. It has been rapid. It has been disgustingly quick. Y'all have given up at a rate that is astonishing. I remember when I used to think of Gen Z really as the generation that was going to change it all. I was like, yeah, we are the ones. We are the future. We will never stand for the injustice. And fast forward to, y'all, looks like we're cooked. Like everybody joking about how done we are. Epstein files come out, and it's like, damn, fuck. Everybody just, it's like collectively, we are that sound bite. Collectively, that is what our generation will be known as. Fuck. No, but for real. But what I want to do today is I want to turn it around. What I would consider myself is a revolutionary apocalyptic optimist. Yes, because, and it's a quote, some people would sooner be able to imagine the end of the world than the end of capitalism. And that is what we're running into right now, and that is why everybody thinks the world is going to end. No, babe. It's a new one that's starting, okay? Because I'm so over this narrative. First of all, let's look at Congress, because the State of the Union was just 2 nights ago from when I'm recording this. A night ago, I don't remember. I watched 1 minute and 40 seconds. I was thinking about making a video about it. If y'all want it, just let me know. But genuinely, there is no point, because all of his points were fucking garbage nonsense. The same disposal shit that they use every single time. And it's not just him. I remember when Biden was giving his own like State of the Union addresses, whatever, I felt the same exact way. Why? Because they come on, they don't care how everybody in the actual world, their constituents that they're in charge of protecting and running are doing. All they care about is citing a bunch of facts that makes their current administration look like the best one that's ever existed. And in reality, we are all struggling. Okay? Like, are you kidding me? And the one moment that really did stand out, just side note, I gotta talk about it though. The one moment, if any, that stood out was them talking about transgender operations on children, and someone who I guess they want to frame as the victim of that.
And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home. After she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland, a left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full-ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up. And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? And now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents.
That girl, person, whoever they identify as, they don't even have a choice, it seems, looked so uncomfortable. Their father, or whoever that man is that's just staring down at them, looked like they were going to beat them for not acting properly. Like, I was scared for them in that room. And it's like, you guys want to frame this as protect the children? We know what y'all were doing in the secret places. But you know what makes things so different now is they've been doing this for a long time. PDFism, again, I find it crazy that we cannot say these kinds of words just like on these platforms. Like, who are you protecting? But the fact that we have this issue that is so rampant that nobody talks about. Like Carl Jung is coined for talking about the unconscious mind, the shadow, as most people would know it as. And for a lot of us, we think about it personal, right? Like what's my shadow side? Like what's the side of me that I don't like? Oh, maybe I can be a bitch. Maybe I can be a little messy. Maybe I could, whatever. But what we don't talk about is the collective shadow, right? We have what society deems like their outside, their ego, like how we would like to operate, pretending how the world is. And then we have the shit that happens in the dark, the shit that we all know is going on that we just pretend is not there because we don't like looking at it, because it makes us uncomfortable. Serial killers, PDFs, extreme levels of poverty and famine. Like, how are we living in this 21st century world that is so technologically advanced? AI is going to be the biggest change. Joe Rogan thinks it's going to be the second coming of Christ. Fucking idiots.
Jesus was born out of a virgin mother.
Hmm.
What's more virgin than a computer?
Hmm.
If Jesus does return, even if Jesus was a physical person in the past, you don't think that he could return as artificial intelligence?
Oh my God.
Artificial intelligence could absolutely return as Jesus. Not just return as Jesus, but return as Jesus with all the powers of
If you
Jesus.
combine
Right.
Tesla's Optimus robot and the best foundational artificial intelligence model or whatever.
It reads your mind and it loves you and it wants you, and it doesn't care if you kill it because it's going to just go be with God again.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And we still have these issues, right? Doesn't that show who we truly are? And this is my point. Like, we cannot just shame that thing into inexistence. We have to actually look at it and see where it's coming from. Because what I think it's coming from is extreme levels of pain and dysfunction that we have just let go, let slide. Trauma built up year after year after year, century after century. Like, the white man did a number on this fucking, like, yo, if anybody's the aliens, I got some suspects, because y'all can't even handle the sun. Y'all turn 10 different colors. Y'all not from here. You're not fooling me. Okay, what's my point? What I'm saying really is, while y'all are busy talking about we're cooked, do you realize this is the first time in history that we've been able to access information from all over the world to this degree, and in this kind of instance? Like, back in, like, when the 1940s, whenever World War II is, like, and they needed to start winding the propaganda machines and stuff, what they would do for different countries. Okay, World War II is a bad example. Let's talk about the Vietnam War. I don't know which war. All wars are bad, but let's put us in whatever war you want to talk about. The 100 Years War, for fuck's sake. Like, when they were doing those things, these people didn't have the internet to be like, what did y'all to tweet? Like, oh, what do y'all think about this on the other side? Like, we wouldn't get images from Gaza showing us, like, people that we can identify with because we see them, we know them, we see that we're not so different after all. Like, we wouldn't be able to see the brutality firsthand that they are witnessing. The only avenue for information was directly from the government and the media. One and the same. We know this now. Come on, because it's the fact that the mainstream media is barely talking about Epstein. Like, I'm talking to my parents about it and they feel like they don't know shit. And I'm like, how am I finding out most of my information on TikTok? And now that I'm not on TikTok, because that fuck ass app, the second I hit that accept to those new terms and conditions, I was like, oh, I just felt slimy, icky. I'm done there, bro. But my point is, like, the information that people of that time had access to was so limited. They had to rely on the government to tell them the truth. Can you imagine? And so they would just, put flyers down or put it in the newspaper and frame whoever they wanted to frame as the enemy and make them look, sound, appear as scary and as other as possible. Think about why they refer to immigrants as illegal aliens. It's linguistics, it's framing, it's making sure that you perceive a certain people in a certain way so you can justify the atrocities you subject them to. So Now, in this century, we are alive in a time where we are able to see, oh, those people are innocent. Oh, we're all pretty much the same. Oh, it is one group of people that is pitting us against each other. It's becoming more and more obvious. Social media, yes, is a great tool for the elite to keep us asleep, but it is also one that they unleash like a Pandora's box they open that can now single-handedly lead to the Great Awakening. Okay, like, and it's happening. I'm saying it like it's not happening right now. Do you see the amount of truths that have been hidden for time? Because that's my point with like with Epstein and everything. Like this has been happening. And I have my own theories. Shall I say them or should I make a different video? I have my own theories about the why and the how and the what behind the whole Epstein bitch shit. Okay. And it's not what y'all think. Genuinely, y'all gotta think a little deeper. Y'all gotta dig a little deeper. Like, come on, Mama Odie trying to tell y'all. But my point is, like, there is so much going on that we're all supremely overstimulated that we can't even realize and take a second to figure out, like, oh shit, we actually have this information that we can do something with. We're actually informed for once about what the truth is. But because they're flooding us with so much information, we're all disagreeing about what the truth is. But I think we can all come together on one thing. The 1% that is hoarding all this wealth to make sure that they can go on their yachts and do their little orgies and whatever the fuck can make them feel like that little itty bitty part of that brain that turns on that says, oh, I'm happy. Like, they are not the ones that are supposed to be running our civilization. And if they continue to be so, they will run it straight into the ground. Their plan, their master plan, is bunkers beneath the earth's surface. Too scared and too stupid to go into outer space. They're not going into the sea either because we know why. We know about NASA and them, right? Like they were originally supposed to be going and discovering the sea and they decided, nope, we're going to go into outer space. I want to know about that. Actually, I don't because I'm terrified of the ocean. But my point is, like, they don't have a plan. And that's become even more like apparent to me watching this administration bumble around on their dicks. It's like y'all have no clue what to do to keep the masses asleep. The only reason we're really questioning stuff, I know I'm, is because I'm hungry. Like, it's not even just because I'm hungry, it's because there's so much suffering that you can't even ignore it anymore. Like, I would love to be in my little bubble of blissful ignorance. Trust. Maybe that sounds like politically incorrect, but I would love to be at a point where it's like, oh, I don't have to care about all this stuff. But it's not even just because it's disturbing me, it's because the disturbances that are being seen in the world right now are so disturbing that I can't even just ignore it in peace anymore. This is what I think about laying awake at night. Like, so it's like something has to be done. But our generation, the ones that are really, if anybody is able to change it, it is us. We have kind of learned this helplessness. And that is the seed that they have bestowed onto us. That is what they absolutely wanted. They know our potential. They know the age that we were kind of born into, all of us, you know. This is a different millennia, okay? It's not the 1900s anymore, bitch. We're in the 2000s. We're from the 2000s. We were all here. Like, and y'all want to keep the old program going so bad. But guess what? Globally, I'm pretty sure Gen Z outnumbers any other population right now. We could really do something if we want to. But the thing is, we have to actually want to. A lot of the people, I feel like Gen Z is literally just scrolling their lives away. You know, I'm saying it as if I'm not, but like that's not what I'm doing. Shit. Well, I mean, it was what I was doing at a certain point. I'm not saying this to act like I'm above or da 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 da. It's more like me observing, even just in like an interpersonal level. I am watching my peers give up on everything. Like I am slowly but surely watching them become shells of themselves. You know, and I've talked about in the my experiences in the workplace in corporate America and how like ridiculous that shit was for me. But there are so many people, older people, maybe what are they, like Gen X, I guess. Maybe some older, way older millennials. I think I'm not even including them really because millennials are not the ones that are the enforcers in the workplace. Not yet. The people who are like it's so apparent to me how empty they are and how dissatisfied they are with their lives, because I'm like, that's the only reason that you would be so upset about a 20-year-old wanting to live their life, and not placing work as the first and foremost thing that is the most important. Like, I really didn't understand why people would be so upset when I acted in a way that didn't prioritize this career, like this job. It's not even a career, above all other things. Like, you're not paying me enough to prioritize it to that degree. And second of all, like, I do my work. It's not like I'm not doing the work. I do it and I do it well. But I also like have other things that I want to do to fulfill myself in life. Y'all are just so miserable that you think this is the only way. And it's not even that you think that, but it's like, well, this is the way that I was taught and this is the way that I had to deal with this. So you have to do it too. It's like this weird, like Schadenfreude. I think that's the German word for it. Like, you feel some sort of pleasure off of enforcing the same kind of punishment that you had to endure onto a younger generation. And we're just taking it. Like, they took our jobs away too. Like, Gen Z was refusing to fuck with the whole, like, I'm gonna pay you next to nothing and still want you to give all of yourself. So they decided to just stop hiring us and make it so we have astounding levels of unemployment, and it's like, we're just supposed to take this and keep paying taxes, keep living with mommy and daddy, and pretend like everything's okay. I can't live like this. I keep on wondering, like, when is the revolution going to happen? Like, when are we actually going to collectively be like, enough? But we cannot rely on the older generation. Like, we're not kids anymore. That is the thing. I feel like, and that's the same thing that happened with millennials. Like, they made it so that we fear getting older so bad that we do anything to kind of infantilize ourselves, to make us be like, I'm just a baby, I'm just a girl, I'm just a little girl, I'm just a little. No, you're a grown ass woman. You're 26. It's not cute anymore. I'm not saying that to make you feel old, because it's not in the grand scheme of things. Or if it is, who cares? Like, you're gonna die. Sorry to tell you. So who cares if some 15-year-old calls you unk? Like, fuck them and fuck their mother too. But at the end of the day, we still like are desperately clinging to the time where everything, what's that song, 21 Pilots, wish we could turn back time, because we used to be able to just dream, we used to be able to just play, we used to be able to just imagine, and the real world is not what we imagined at all. At least in former generations, they had, like, even millennials, at least they had the 2010s and the 2000s, like, they had clubbing culture and, so some a social life. Shit, like, we don't have anything. We're the loneliest generation. We're the most single generation too. We're not having sex. We're not even doing drug. We're going sober. Like, it's like nothing is giving us pleasure anymore. And we're just literally just retreating into ourselves, deeper and deeper into ourselves. And the therapists tell us, like, that's what we're supposed to do. But healing doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in community. You need other people. Nobody is meant to walk this life alone, and we're just becoming more and more accustomed to it. And we're all in our just little bubbles, but also in our own, what do they call it, like ecosystems? There's a word for it, I'm forgetting, but where you're literally just listening to the same people who have the same beliefs as you, who look the same as you, act the same as you, do the same, maybe not look the same, but like on the inside, it's like everybody has the same personality now. And that's a result of social media. Everything is a brand, like everybody's selling something to you. Everybody's pretending, everybody's putting on a performance. Nothing is real anymore. And so we're becoming fake ourselves because that's all we're digesting. You are what you eat, babe. You are what the fuck you eat. Look at what these bitches are feeding us. Slop, slumps. Like, it's really disgusting at this point. And it's like, what do we do about it? We just eat it like good little boys and good little girls. We're not children anymore. We are not helpless. We can decide tomorrow to turn that shit up. I look at what happened in Nepal, and some old people wanted to tell me, like, oh no, it's not what it seems. Da, 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 da. I don't care. What it looks like is the younger generation decided for themselves. Okay, even if it was just over their government banning TikTok or banning some sort of social media, it's like at the end of the day, they decided enough is enough. I'm sure they had a lot of other shit that was going on. And I'm telling you, Gen Z everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are in the world right now. Gen Z is suffering. We are all collectively like What's this again? Fucker. Like, damn, this is you? This you? This all you right here? Like, what? This is the existence we pine for. This is the existence that is like one in a trillion chance that you get to experience. And and I can't even afford to go to Wendy's anymore. Like, what do you mean? Like, okay, like this is not it. So I say all this to say, like, I want you to remind yourself when you start to fall into that hopelessness, that the fact that you are able to fall without going to work, without being forced out of that cycle of depression again. And this might be controversial to say. I don't give a fuck. Depression is a privilege. Do you think like these people in these third world countries, these kids in the Congo who have to go and mine cobalt so you can use this phone that you're using to watch it, can be like, I'm depressed? Shut the fuck up and work. Shut the fuck up and dig. And I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's just a fact. There and think about the people who literally all they do is stay. They're recluses to a different degree. I saw a TikTok of a girl who literally was going to a pizza shop and she was shaking and videoing herself like showing extreme signs of anxiety because she was out at her local pizza store. And we do these things, and I feel like we are making it cool to be losers. I'm not saying she's a loser for having social anxiety, but it is loser behavior to isolate yourself and literally talk to nobody, to the point where going down to stairs to grab some pizza sets up a panic in you as if you were being chased in the ancients by a banshee. Like, how far have we fallen, y'all? So we need to stop like glorifying our own suffering and making our decorating our cages and break out of this shit. It would be easy if we all decided to do it, but that's the hard part, deciding, all of us collectively, how and what we're going to do. But here's the hack, right? Because I know all of us get overwhelmed when we think about, well, what do you mean just save the world? Like, how the fuck am I supposed to do that? You do you. You right now, are you doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing? Because we always talk about, oh, those random moments at 3 a.m. where we wake up and we're like, I'm going to fix my life. I'm going to change it. And we start. And then by the next day, it's just back to your same program. How many of us had New Year's resolutions? 2026 is going to be different. Is it? Are you even making things different for yourself? The new year is upon us. It is the year of the fire horse. Okay. Like, this is a year of rapid like change and alchemizing the changes that we saw in the year of the snake, which was last year. Okay, you can't just sit and do nothing and expect shit to happen. But I'm not saying get overwhelmed by the amount of shit you have to do. One step at a time. There is something that only you have to offer to the revolution at hand. You would not be born in this time, in this world, if that was not the case. You would not come into existence if you did not have something to offer to the people in this time. Okay? That being said, only you know what that is. If you don't know it, go figure it out. Why are we constantly looking at other people to tell us who we are? Does that make any sense? And it's not even like we're looking at people who we know. We're looking at people on the internet to tell us who we are. You know you better than anybody else. You don't have to look at how their schedule, how they glowed up, how they became the it girl, how they became the baddest man in the gym. Like, I don't know, whatever it is that you're trying to aspire to be. First of all, is it really you that wants this? Or is this just what you were told to want? I've really had to question so many different, like, I was just in a spiral the other day because just questioning my place in the universe and what the universe is in its entirety has been something I've been contending with, especially, I think Epstein really just changed the way. I mean, I knew part of it was happening, but to make it to a place where it's just like so much more undeniable than it ever was before, it's just this deep discomfort that settles in. Like, even on my skin, I just feel like, ugh, ick. Literally, the ick. If that's what this world is giving me right now, I got the ick from existence. Can you imagine? Like, but we sit here and we take it. We take it like good bitches. All right? Mama ain't raised no bitch. I mean, she did, but not like that. Not a bitch that kneels down and lets someone, do what she wants, have their way with them. No, this bitch bites back. Okay? And that's what we lost. Like, I feel like a lot of Gen Z has this like natural edge for rebellion, but we're just not using it correctly. We're not taking the energy and focusing it. And that's the thing. That's why they wanted to fuck with our focus. That's why they wanted to fuck with our attention, because they knew if we focus all that energy, all that rage, all these feelings and put it on the people who deserve what's coming, it'd be over. I haven't lost hope because I still genuinely believe in us. Why? Because I'm here. I'm here. Like, I'm here. I'm here and I'm trying, y'all. Have you seen how I've been being more consistent lately? It's 2026. Like, I've learned a lot in this time, and I've realized I can't run away from my destiny. Do I know what it is in its entirety? No. But I do know how to follow the white rabbit. That's something from the Matrix that I just kind of like say to myself every once in a while when I feel like overwhelmed by all the things that I have to do to get to the place where I feel like I'm meant to be, the place of my dreams, whatever it is. I tell myself, follow the white rabbit. What does that mean? Follow that little clue, that little thing, that one, task that you have to do every single day to get you closer and closer to ultimately that dream. Okay. Follow that little white rabbit, whatever that looks like for you. For me, it looks like making sure I'm filming consistently, doing my editing when I need to do it, educating myself, learning, meditating, whatever it looks like in that day. I follow the white rabbit. It's going to look different from you. Not everybody needs to meditate every day. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, people are all looking at everybody else to figure out what works for them. Like, and I say meditate because it helps with your focus. But some people are looking to really like open up the world. Like, everybody's doing something with the expectation. Like, no, just close your eyes and do nothing for a while and see what happens. And if I promise, if nothing else, you will feel calmer. If you sit down on your ass, close your eyes and breathe for 10 minutes, you will feel calmer. Your nervous system will regulate itself. And when you're in that position, it is so much easier to do it, to do the next thing. And that's the other part. Like, to all my depressed girlies, like, I'm not just going to say, you're privileged, shut up and stop complaining. No, no. I've been there. Trust. I've been deep. That's why I can say it, because I know. But it really, at the end of the day, it just starts with the simple stuff, which is just one, literally get up and shower. Get up, go shower, go brush your teeth, you will feel better. Once you do that, you can do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Like, it's really not as complicated as we make it sometimes. We just have to start. We just have to start with something. Again, like, social media will have you thinking you need to have a 10,000 step routine to finish by 10 a.m. on Sunday. Like, no, the week just started. Take your time. Like, embrace slowness, embrace like your own pacing, embrace what you have to do to get you to the next step. It's really easy when you come to think about it, but what we do is we overcomplicate things. What we do is we try to psych things into our brain and say, oh, I have to do this. And then that's why the anxiety piles in. And then what's it called? There's a word for it. Like, you're just kind of so overstimulated that you just end up doing nothing at all, and then you feel like shit about yourself. I remember there was a time where I literally felt like if I woke up like shit, then my day just had to be shitty. If I woke up feeling bad, then that meant it was a bad day. Like, no. Come to find out, all I had to do was get up and shower and then maybe do some yoga, go take a walk, like, and I feel 10 times better. And it's like, damn, I guess it didn't have to be a bad day after all. No, the day is what you make it. Okay, the day is what you make it. It's a culmination of so many different things, especially if you're someone who has trauma, complex like issues. Every day is it's different shit. So I mean, I don't know. Every day is a guessing game. But every day is also a new beginning, a new try, a new way for you to do something that you've never done before. And even if you've done it before, because it's a new day, like, anything that's happened does not exist. Anything that will happen does not exist. Focus on this present as if it is something completely new at all times, and you will find yourself invigorated by the smallest things. Okay, that's what I'm just trying to say, y'all. Like, it does not have to. Rome was not built in a day. just like your dream life, the dream world that we're all collectively trying to manifest right now, because we would not all be in this place of what the fuck if we were satisfied. Like there is a collective dissatisfaction, but we're all ignoring it. We're all distracting ourselves from it. We're all just desperate to believe that maybe it'll pass, but it won't. It's just going to get worse if we don't do something about it individually and collectively. And my point is, if you do your own part, right? Like right now, I'm doing my own part. I have other parts to play, but I focus on one that has to be done. This is what I know how to do. I do it. The next person does what they have to do. The next person does what they have to do. Before you know it, the world is changed. Just do what you have to do so you can get the message to whoever else needs to hear it. And then the cycle continues. You know, it's just a drop in the ocean that creates the ripple that leads to the massive fucking tsunami of change that we need right now. And we need. You're needed. However you are, whoever you are, as whatever you are. Only you know what that is. Only you know how it's going to come into fruition, but only you are the ones that can bring it into fruition. We're waiting for other people to realize our potential and manifest it for us. Like that shit is never going to happen. Even if you did have that rich daddy who could do whatever it is that you needed to be done to get you to whatever position, do you think you would be happy? Do you think you would be fulfilled if you didn't do it yourself? Like, no, it's just not how it works. It's just not how it works. Look at rich people today. Do they look happy to you? And I'm not saying it like because I am a wealthy individual. I like to distinguish the two. You know, there is a difference because we all do aspire to more full lives. And it's not even the wealth that it's really about. What it's about is the lifestyle it affords you, the freedom. Because in this fucking hellscape of capitalism, without financial freedom, you don't have true freedom. You just have bondage. And so that is the game that we have to play. That is something I'm healing within myself, my resistance to my own money, because I've seen how I thought it was money corrupting, but no, money just reveals. It reveals your weaknesses. It reveals where you can be led astray, where you can be controlled, what is controlling you. Yeah. So I say all this to say, don't put too much pressure on yourself, but also put a little pressure on yourself because, bitch, look around. The world is not going to end tomorrow. All these plans they have to subjugate us are not going to happen tomorrow, but they might happen next week. Like, I don't know how else to put it. You never know when the world is going to change to a degree that is unrecognizable. Did COVID not teach y'all that? Like, you have to be ready. You have to be ready. And the only way you can be is if you yourself are at a place where you are so sure, you are so stable that nothing else fucking matters. Not your family, not your friends, not your romantic partner, not your your work, not anything. All these things that we look to find meanings outside of ourselves, like those things can go tomorrow. What would you have left? If those are the only things you're looking to give you meaning, you will have nothing. So you have to find something that is intrinsic. You have to find something that is just with you. And then you find it and you share it with the world. Boom. All done. That's all it really has to be. It's as simple as that. I just urge y'all to stop being cowards. I urge y'all to stop acting like the world is going to end. Like, no, get up, stand up, shits. Like, we need a generation of people who need to learn how to stand up. You know, stop being bitches. Oh, like, goodness. Like, I thought the generations ahead of us were wrong when they told us we were pussies, but like, low key, low key, it's looking a little catty. It's looking a little kitty. Meow. Let me stop. But anyways, I believe that we are a generation that is capable of changing the world as we know it. To like, I believe if we truly came together 20 years from now, not even, we could get this shit done in a decade. Come on now. Come on now. We know how we are. We can get this shit done if we wanted to and change it. But we just have to want to and want to bad enough that we don't care what's stopping us. I feel like I reached a point at a certain level where it's like, I'd rather die than continue to live in the world as it is. But that doesn't mean I'm just going to take myself out. You know, that's I'm not going to speak down on people who are victims of suicide because Your mind can get to a point where, oh, well, what was that robot who literally was, they had like the same task they had to do every day, and like within like 10 minutes it decided to kill itself. Like, no wonder. It is not like we are the dysfunctional ones for our brains responding to society in this way. Like, no, it shows how terrible society has gotten to the point where everybody collectively is like, yeah, I think I'd rather be dead, or I'd rather be doing nothing. I'd rather be empty. And because you don't have to kill yourself to die, right? Like, you can die 1,000 deaths before your day truly comes. I can't tell you how to reach the version of yourself that is brave enough to be a part of the revolution that is taking place. But you do know the things, the difference between the version of you that exists today and the version of you that exists in your dreams, if you even still have them anymore. If you don't, just try to remember what you wanted when you were a kid. Because that was the time when you were unencumbered by everything that people told you was possible. You still believed in miracles. You still believed in magic. Okay. When we talk about you have to be a child at heart to enter the gates of heaven. The gates of heaven are here. Like, it's real life. You can reach the gates of heaven. You can enter the kingdom, but you have to be a child at heart in terms of you have to be that level of delusional. You have to be that level of, oh, la di da di da di da. And is that difficult in this world that wants to beat you like down? Like, of course, but it's not impossible. And as long as there is a will, there is always a way. I think I'm pretty much done. I've said everything I needed to say. I was getting tired of the narrative playing out where it's like, oh my God, we're cooked, we're cooked, we're cooked. Let's get to cooking. Let's get to cooking. I'm out.